Shit was ugly. Man,
I got punished all day yesterday.
that 1 o'clock slot was man.
It was halftime. I'm going through, looking at the scores, like, oh shit, I'm gonna finish up pretty good. Jumped on a flight, landed.
Looked at the phone like, oh shit.
Sick, bro.
That's how it
Sick,
was with that Browns pick. That was my lock of the day.
bro. The Browns, the Ravens. I
I don't
could
know what you think with the Ravens.
nah, bro. Yo,
I don't know what you think with the Ravens, man.
the Ravens. Nah, I mean, Tua. I mean, we're gonna talk about that, but they got something over there. Shit, Vegas.
What Vegas 0-2 now, right?
Oh, and donut.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Welcome back. What's today's date? The 19th?
19.
September
Oh,
19th. Week 2, overreaction Monday with the Man-to-Man pod. I'm yours truly, one half of the pod, Darius Butler. Got my co-host, Antoine Bethea.
that's good.
And we in the building, man. Now week 1, obviously, you know, it's week 1, week 0. You don't really want to overreact too much, but you got to overreact because overreaction Monday. Week 2, I feel like we know a little more about these teams, coaches, quarterbacks. It's gonna be a lot to talk about. Starting with our Colts.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Dolphins, Ravens game, Browns game, that meltdown late. Anything else jump out to you?
Jimmy G back in the mix.
Jimmy G back in the mix. Unfortunate injury to Trey Lance.
Yeah, for sure. Cincinnati Bengals.
Your Cincinnati Bengals.
My Cincinnati Bengals struggling. Michael Parsons, man. I know we got to talk a little bit more about him. I know we talked about him probably last show, but what he's doing, man, is quiet as kept, man. It's
incredible.
It's incredible. So we got to talk about him a little bit more on the show today. But eventful show, a lot to talk about. To your point, I would say 2 more weeks, we're gonna know what we need to know.
Yeah.
After this first quarter of the season, we're gonna know what teams are real, what teams are, gonna have a struggle this year, and then those teams that's going, 8, 9, 9 or 8 at the end of the season. But we got about 2 more weeks, man. But this first 2 weeks, man, been rough on your boy on his picks.
Yeah, the picks, sports book, Vegas always tough. These first couple weeks, I thought I caught him slipping this week. I thought, but nah. Any given Sunday, man, this league is crazy. That's why it's as popular as it is. You never know what's going to happen. One player can change the whole direction of a game or a season, man. But a whole lot to talk about. So we might as well get to it. Hit this intro music, man. See y'all on the other side.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Let's get it.
Here we go. Week 2, overreaction Monday. Let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. Woo. Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. They might as well be the 1972 Miami Dolphins when the Colts make that trip down there. 24 shit.
First off, I think it's going to be a few people that's going to jump on this bandwagon. Maybe not too many. We're going to give them a couple more weeks. But my hot take before the season was that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be decent. Week one, they caught an L in Washington against the Commanders. Played tough, though. They played
back, yeah.
They played hard. Week 2, opening, their first home opener. They beat our Colts 24-0.
24-0. Oh, let me find Trevor Lawrence's stat line, because every other game, every other team I see him play, he looks a little tick behind his process and all that shit they say with Trey Lance. You can say it with Trevor Lawrence. You see it every week. But when he plays the Colts, he lights out last year, the end of the season. This game, 25 for 30.
Hey.
83% completion percentage. 235 in the air, 2 TDs, no interceptions. Christian Kirk, 6 targets, 6 receptions, 78 yards. Ingram, 8 targets, 7 receptions. So that's 14 targets, 13 catches between those two. 5 targets, 3 targets, 3 catches, 4. What is it, man? What? A lot of people. I jumped in a Colts. I don't know who it was, a Colts fan base. Some random spaces I jumped in. Probably about a couple hundred people in there. And they was going at it, man. Frank Wright need to be fired. Gus Bradley should have been hired. Matt Ryan done. This player done. I mean, what's your take from an OG Colt, man?
From an OG Colt, man. It's tough because I never wanted to be one of them guys that's outside of the locker room, not in the building, that really doesn't understand what's going on a day-to-day basis. But from a football fan, a guy that's been out there, man, it just looks dysfunctional, right? So one of the things that, I feel as though the Colts community could really lean on is, like, for one, is the offensive line, right? Offensive line hasn't played up to par to what we grown accustomed to seeing. But we talked about it last year after they didn't make the playoffs, and we go straight to leadership, the head coach.
Yeah.
It may be tough. Maybe isn't all on him, but as a head coach, your job is to have your guys ready to play.
Yeah.
And the past 2 weeks, man, they haven't been ready to play. Going to last year, the end of the season.
I'd say last 4 weeks, really.
Team wasn't ready to play, man. So that's the first person you got to look at. You got to look at Frank. You know what I mean? Good dude. Been in this a long time, and he understands that. Like, my guys aren't ready to play, so I'm pretty sure he understands that. He probably looking in the mirror like, what can I do better throughout the week to make sure our guys are more prepared or ready to play? And then, as players, hey, man, like, no points,
0
points. Then you give up 24. Like, some gotta give, man. Some gotta give, and I have to start off looking at the head coach.
Yeah, some gotta give, man. Like you said, it's a production business, and in the same way, they look at us as players. We all got a job to do, whether you're a quarterback, an offensive lineman, D lineman, corner, whoever you are, whatever you do, you got a job to do, and this is a billion-dollar cutthroat business. You can see it with the kicker. We Blankenship, Blankenship. He was there, missed some kicks, got him up out of there. Simple as that. Like, we raised eyebrows and we had some conversation when Frank Wright and Chris Ballard were extended. I think going into last season, they both got extensions, and me and you were kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Haven't really, if you look at the whole thing, haven't really done much as far as the grand scheme of things. And that's the Colts. Like, that's a prideful organization. That's a winning organization. For as long as I've been watching football, at least, we know Jim Irsay's standards. So him signing them to that extension surprised me. Now, you talked about the leadership and the head coach not having the guys ready to play. Now, going back in the last season, I think the Raiders game which you were at, that was pretty much you win that when you get in the playoffs, lay the egg at home. Then you went on the road, Jacksonville, same thing, laid an egg, and then coming in this year, this is 2 games now. You tied with Houston at home, and then you go out to Jacksonville and get your ass whooped. We had 7 Pro Bowlers, so looking at from a GM standpoint, it's on him too. It got to be on him as far as the guys. They're talented guys, obviously a talented group of guys, but the product isn't getting the job done on Sundays. You've had a revolving door at quarterback. Obviously, you went out and got Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
You were a little more excited about this move than I was.
I was.
It was some other guy, but to be fair, it wasn't a ton of guys out there. Obviously, Jimmy G was out there, but he had the shoulder thing going on. Who else was out there? You could have kept Carson Wentz and put some more talent around him. That's a conversation I'm sure people are having.
And then I feel like
there's one more quarterback out there.
Russell was out there for.
He was available,
yeah,
to be traded for. So we talked about that. We talked about the lack of going to get a top-notch receiver.
I think that
you know what I mean. And Chris,
that's one of the most pivotal things that we should have gotten. You know what I'm saying? And even with yesterday, Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce is out. I mean, again, one of the mottos on here: no excuse, no explanations.
Absolutely.
But when you see you have those 2 guys out, now you're thin at the receiver position as far as depth wise. Yeah, man, I don't. It's tough, man, and this could be an overreaction. But we both had the Colts winning the AFC South this year. If this trend keeps going, man,
and they were a big favorite too. Like most of the divisions, most of the top 2 teams were kind of plus money. Outside, I think the Chiefs, they may have been minus, and then the Colts were minus 140 to win that division, which it's kind of like, okay, that's but went and picked it. We both picked them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of we look at our team coming into this year, at least on paper, and saying, hey, you know what, we could do something here. Obviously, you starts with Jonathan Taylor, one of the best backs in the game. He's still doing his thing. You look at the defense and you say, hey, that's a really good defense. We got a lot of turnovers. I think we could be so much better situationally and being aggressive and making those like splash plays. Obviously, we won't have Shaq Leonard out there these first couple of weeks too. He's a big part of that defense.
Mm-hmm.
But we still got a bunch of talent over there. We haven't been doing that. And then you look at this O-line. And the O-line, a lot of people look at the O-line and say, hey, that's one of the best O-lines in football. It's this, it's that. But then when you really look, it ain't been that. And especially when it comes to pass protection. Like this game is about passing the ball, getting the ball downfield in situations, 2 minutes into the game. Like you got to be able to move the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball. So you got a lack of weapons outside. Yep. You got a statue quarterback, 37-year-old quarterback who's going to be in the pocket, who you need guys around him to get open and be dynamic. And you got an offensive line that has struggled to pass protect for a couple years now. I looked at the Jacksonville tape from last year, and Wentz was getting hit every third down. So it's a lot of shit that's been said about the team from the outside, but then when it's time to show up and make these plays, the plays aren't being made. And this is just, objective, from what I'm seeing as a former player, as an analyst, as a whatever. This is what I'm seeing. It's not throwing guys under the bus. It's not this or that. It's a production business, and the guys that are being paid to produce are not producing. So, and that's from the top down. So something got to shake, man, and something got to shake quick. Irsay said, all in and all these different things. But talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, and it's obviously a winnable division. You see the Texans are getting better. They pushed the Broncos to the wire. Jacksonville, you've been on it. You've been on the Jacksonville train saying so they're going to surprise people this year, and then we'll see what the Titans do tonight against the Bills. But they lost the week 1 matchup as well. But yeah, man, very, very. I think this was the most disappointing performance across the NFL this past week. If you probably ask anybody when it comes to a team you had expectations for and how they came out and just laid an egg, on the field, just look uninspired all around.
Yeah. So look, right. So obviously we know Monday we come in, get a little workout in, get some blood flowing. You get team meeting, break up O&D. As a head coach, if you're Frank, what is your? And again, it's overreaction Monday, so we're gonna
right.
So you, Frank, like what do you tell your team? You know, what do you tell your team? All honesty, like what is the message?
Man, what is the message? The message is all those things. Hey, we got to figure. Nobody's getting that job done right now. It's starting with me. Start with myself. Starting with the staff. We didn't have y'all prepared. We got to do something better. I got to do something better. I got to change some things up. So be ready for some things to change up. We can't just keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Everybody's here being evaluated. I got to perform. I got to produce. Same as Matt Ryan, same as Kenny Moore, Buckner. Everybody on the team is held to the same standard. And everybody got to start holding each other accountable. And it's going to start with, obviously, practice on Wednesday. We're going to go over the corrections for Monday. You know how those conversations go. But this is, like, I'm sure it's some early in the season. You don't want to be walking around with the long face already in the facility, you know, because it is a long season. It is 15 ball games left, you know. Once again, it's not like you're in the division where you start off, you know, 0-1-1, and it's a tough mountain to climb. Like, you can get your shit together and win some games. And I think they have the talent to win games offensively in that wide out room, especially. It's no surprise that was the weakness coming into this year, and it still is. But I mean, I don't know what the message is, man. Whatever Frank's message has been, it need to be a complete opposite message. I'll tell you that much, because whatever he's been saying ain't working.
Yeah.
The nice guy shit is always cool until it ain't working. Yeah. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, like, yo, what's the problem? I said, you know what, maybe we don't got enough assholes in the building. Maybe sometimes you just need a couple guys that you just gotta rank. Hey, man, make sure they showing up on time. Maybe we got. Hey, I don't know. From the coach, from the players, in my experience, you need a couple wild cards in the building. You know, on Sunday, they're gonna go out there and make a difference every week. So I don't know, man. It's a lot of things, but as a former Colt, as a Colt fan, I want to see it figured out. You know, pointing fingers and saying this guy got to go and that guy got to go. Not really in the business of doing that, but some got to shake. It's a production business.
Agreed.
Man,
agreed.
It's tough though, man. But let's move on.
2-2, man. Get the 2-2, man, in this first quarter, man. We get 2-2 uphill. You know, we can be looking like something.
You looking like something. What you want to get to, man?
Man, I want to jump into some of these. These meltdown losses. Multiple teams here, as you can see. Well, for the people who can't see, the Browns, the Ravens, and the Raiders were leading in their games late in the games, fourth quarter, and ended up losing.
Yeah,
ended up losing. We're gonna start off with this Dolphins and Ravens game. One of D-But's 5 or 6 teams, the Miami Dolphins, man.
I'm on the grown-up table.
They was able to, you know, come back from a great performance from Tua, and possibly the best wide receiver duo in the league right now. Tua went for 36 for 50, 469 yards.
How many?
Yards, and two interceptions. Lamar, 21 for 29, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, 9 carries, 119 yards, and 1 tub.
Find these stats.
This was a complete meltdown.
Ravens was up 35-14 to start the fourth quarter.
Miami down
21 in the fourth quarter. So, hey, this is a good old-fashioned shootout, man, out there in Baltimore. And Tua, like we always say, hey, it's a lot of ball left, a lot of season, a lot of game, whatever it is. First half came out, threw 2 interceptions, led the points for the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson, obviously on fire. South Florida, quarterback from South Florida, who a lot of people have been potentially connecting to the Dolphins.
Back the Brinks truck up.
Huh?
I said, back the Brinks truck up.
Bag it up. On that note, Lamar, hey, he looking real expensive
Yes,
out
sir.
there. The price continues to go up. He did play lights out, but Tua, man, to bounce back and have the type of game he did, like you said, 469 in the air, 6 tutties. I don't even think Marino ever threw 6. I want to say he tied a franchise record, which was set by Bob Greasy, some shit. But Tua, man, this is big for him, man. This is big for the city. Everybody down here is buzzing. I'm excited about it. Big for me. I picked the Dolphins to win this division this year. They were plus 450. The Bills play tonight, and then we play the Bills next week. So that'll be a big matchup. But this is big, man. Like you said, 2 receivers that go over 170 with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Obviously, they bring a bunch of speed to the table. I was super excited about Tyreek Hill coming down to Miami, man. We never had, and most teams can say this, but we never had a weapon like Tyreek Hill in a Dolphins jersey. And then for him to come down here, we hired Mike McDaniel out of San Fran. And both of those guys just have been supporting and pumping Tua up to the media, to the fan base since they got here. So to see him come out and have this type of performance, going for it on 4th down, making big throws and big moments, man, it's exciting. It's exciting to be a Dolphins fan. And for a lot of people, it's the most excited they've been about a team for a long, long time, man. So that was an awesome performance to see from Tua. And then on the flip side of that, man, that's for the Ravens. What, like you said, meltdown. Gave up huge plays to the best receiver in the game. Down a couple touchdowns. Like
I don't understand it. Like I don't understand it. Like as a former DB, D-Buck, that's one thing that you're gonna talk about. It's like, yo,
you would think, bro,
already and Waddle. Don't let them get behind you. So safeties, whatever. It's not about playing scared. It's about playing smart.
Yeah, top
you
down.
You understand what I'm saying? And then especially when you're down, when the Dolphins are down 21 points going into the 4th quarter, they have to throw the ball. They have to take shots. So as a safety, I'm gonna be eating. I'm gonna be licking my chops.
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm gonna back up 3 to 4 yards if I'm in the post or if I'm in half field because I know what they have to do. You know that offense has to throw the ball down the field and to look at the game and continuously see the wide receivers getting behind the Baltimore secondary, man. Like
what are you doing?
Like what are we doing? What's the play calls? Are we not just being disciplined? Like they're gonna go back today. They're gonna be in that film room sick, or not even today. Last night when they was watching that film, they had to be sick on that plane, man. But again, you can't take anything away from Tua. I know that was a big confidence builder for him, for that team. They can continue 469. They can continue to thrive off of that. And to have Cheetah, to have Jalen Waddle, man, like that's dangerous.
That's big, man. A lot of speed, and coming into it, that's the one thing you can't coach. You can't coach speed, obviously athleticism, but Tyreek Hill is the full package at receiver. Even when he got traded from the Chiefs, I'm like, and obviously the Chiefs are going to be fine. They look fine. But that would have been a guy I'm not letting out of the building. I feel like he's like the Steph Curry of the NFL. And Waddle, obviously he's going to do better when you have a guy like that on the field who takes so much attention. Clearly not enough attention. But, Lamar Jackson had an incredible game, damn near perfect. But you got to look at the offense too and the quarterback. Like you go into the 4th quarter with a 2-3 score lead. I don't know what the possession was. Maybe the Dolphins had the ball already driving when the 4th quarter started, but let's say at least 2 possessions. As an offense, you got to find a way to put that game away.
I feel you, but we up 21.
We up 21 going into the 4th. Defense, we got to win it. We got to close it out first and foremost, but also the offense. Like, hey, we can't take the foot off the gas. We at home. We got to continue. Hey, I don't care if we milk the clock, go down and get a field goal. Like, we taking time and getting points. We got to do – that's a team. That's a collective team meltdown if you lose a 21-point lead in the 4th quarter.
Man, I'm in the defense room. I'm sick, bro. We up 20. We up 21, and we let them bomb us like that in the 4th quarter. I'm with you 100% as far as, offense can't let can't lift the foot up off the pedal. But defense, man, that's whew.
That's tough. That's beyond ugly. Like you said, you are sick, especially you sick. There's no other way to put it. Let's fly through some of these other games. Panthers at the Giants. This was a close one all game. They were going back and forth. Giants squeaked it out to start the season off 2-0 under Brian Daboll, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Shout out to the Giants. Kenny Golladay, who got all that money. I think he only had 2 snaps, no targets.
Yeah, they was talking about him after the game, man. I guess, you get the 15-minute cool down period.
Probably out of there.
Got out of there. I know a lot of guys that would do that though. They didn't want to talk to the media, but the Panthers, man, led by your quarterback Baker Mayfield, 0-2. I know you were gonna try to run by that, so we had to really talk about it.
Let's go ahead and get past this game.
I peeped that. That's why I had to intervene real quick. I wasn't gonna let you slide by like that, D-Buck. Come on now.
I respect it.
Yeah, your quarterback Baker Mayfield, 0-2. You said much upside for Sam Darnold, and again, this is an overreaction Monday. So, hey, man. I would have thought that Baker would have had them boys.
Hey, competing. Competing. Obviously, this is a once again production business. You got to win. We got to win ball games. And I've always said since he got there. First of all, still huge upgrade from Sam Darnold. Okay. But I definitely said, it's going to take some time for him to really find his foot in his groove, this offense.
Word.
And now, this is not overreaction, but Matt Rule, like, you get that quarter mark of this season, you got to make a decision right there with that head coach. Got to make a decision. I don't know how he's skimped by to this point, but you got to make a decision with that head coach. Close but no cigars with his team. But 0-2 with Baker, I think they do figure it out and get competitive.
Yeah.
He's been competitive in the first 2 games, but got to find a way to win, and they haven't. So, Baker's struggling, man. But Giants, shout out to the Giants, man. 2-0. I know a lot of people surprised by their 2-0 start. It surprised me for sure.
Man, it's a lot of talk, man. A lot of talk out there in NY, man. NY had a good day yesterday, man. Giants, Jets, Mets, and Yankees.
Damn.
Shit. The Patriots, man. Squeaked one out. 17-14. Beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another one I took an L on. I thought the Steelers were going to come in there and handle business.
Yeah, I did too.
Nelson Aguilar, 6 catches, 110 yards and 1 tug. Had a hell of a catch. Deep on the sideline. So Patriots, man, 1-1. Steelers 1-1 as well. So Bill Belichick, he hear y'all talking out there.
Yeah, include AB. AB told he said they're gonna have a long year, not gonna make the playoffs. They found a way, scratch and claw to get a win. This is a hard-fought win, but as we know in this league, a win is a win. So found out a way to get one against a tough, well-coached team with the Steelers, 17-14. Good job, Pat. What else we got? Bomb. Niners, Seahawks. I thought this one got me. I thought the Seahawks gonna come out and cover this 9.5 points. Trey Lance ended up getting hurt. Early reports are saying the season might be over. It was an ugly injury. Anytime that air cast come out, it's not a good sign. I think a nasty ankle injury, I believe. But Jimmy G came in, played well. Surprise, surprise. What's your thoughts on the Niners, on the Seahawks? On Jimmy G being the guy again.
Man, like you said, very, very unfortunate for Trey Lance with that ankle injury. But I don't know if it's John Lynch that's patting himself on the back or whoever to be able for Jimmy G to be able to re-sign Jimmy G for a lower price, to be able to have a backup that's done what Jimmy G has done as far record-wise. Knowing that you have a guy behind Trey Lance that can come in and help your team win, and that's exactly what he did. And you can tell when Jimmy G got in that huddle, the guys rallied around him. You know what I'm saying? So I think the 49ers, they're going to be in great hands. Seattle, I think they still kind of trying to figure it out. They look good. Their first game of the season playing against The Denver Broncos kind of took a step back this week.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what Jimmy G, your guy Jimmy G, what he's going to do, man. Where is he going to take this 49ers team?
Yeah, man. You know, obviously been to 2 championship games, NFC championship games, been to the Super Bowl, you know, had a lead. Everybody talks about it. And everybody, hey, man, that's the ceiling for Jimmy G. That's the ceiling for this Niners team with Jimmy G at quarterback. I always think it's room to grow. The players around him, Kittle's obviously great. Debo, I think Brandon Ayuk is poised for a big year this year. Defensively and offensively, I got really good players on that team. So Jimmy G, I mean, the sky's the limit with this team. You know, one of the most talented teams, and we know Jimmy G can win ball games. And I still think there's room for growth there with his gameplay, reps, and you know, who knows what a player can do. So sky's the limit with that team. It may be, no, I'm not even gonna say like a blessing in disguise. Somebody got hurt, but for this team, I think they'll win more ball games with Jimmy G at quarterback than they would have with Trey Lance at quarterback. Maybe the long-term perspective is different with the 2 different quarterbacks. Maybe, as we know, potential get a lot of motherfuckers fired. But Jimmy G, he's a winner in my book, at least. So I think the Niners are in a good spot. A lot of people were saying, hey, man, you move on to Trey Lance, you got to get Jimmy G out of there. You can't have him as a backup. You keep the locker room dynamic, this, that, and the third. Like you said, Lynch them made that call. Yep, me too. They made the call and said, hey, if they talking about it's the best situation for us to have a guy in here in case our guy goes down. We got our quarterback that can win ball games. So speaking of Dallas Cowboys against your Cincinnati Bengals, woo, they went out there with their quarterback, their backup quarterback. Dak is out for another month at least. Cooper Rush came out, got another big win for his team. Joe Burrow got his ass whooped again, getting beat up. We talked about Micah Parsons, dominated this game, was an absolute game wrecker. I've been saying it from jump. Put 11 on the edge and let him rush the passer every defensive snap. Forget off the ball shit. Go draft somebody, find somebody to do that. Put 11 on the edge and let him wreak havoc. That's what he did yesterday. What's your thoughts on the Cowboys and your Bengals after week 2?
Yeah, man. First off, Cowboys, don't rush Dak back. Cooper Rush, man, had the Cowboys offense. He looked more comfortable in that offense than Dak did week 1.
Word.
So Jerry, don't rush Dak back. Obviously, you know, we got to see what the week 3 is going to look like. But don't rush Dak back. Cooper Rush looks like he got things under control. To your point, man, Micah Parsons, man, a dog on that defensive side of the ball. And as we would say in the meeting rooms, a Swiss Army knife, man, because you can put that young man anywhere. I feel as though on that front 7.
Oh yeah,
inside, outside, linebacker, whatever, and he's gonna be a difference maker for you, man. So he wrecked the game yesterday, and smooth transition over to the Bengals, man. They have to find a solution on that O-line because you know you have Joe Burrow back there, and we know he can get it done. But I've never played the quarterback position, but I can only imagine in my mind if I know these cats about to be coming. I know my O-line is struggling.
Yeah,
that's going to play with your psyche, regardless of what you say or what you know how you feel. That's going to play with your psyche, man. So definitely got to get that O-line right, man, because you got weapons on the outside that Joe Burrow can get the ball to. You got Joe Mixon, you know, in the backfield who can run the rock, man. So if the Bengals don't get that fixed, it's going to be a long year for Joe Burrow. It's going to be a long year for that team.
And they got a lot of credit from everybody from going to spend that money and fixing the O-line. But as we know, and as the other people, fans and people, you know, probably learn, it ain't just about cutting that check and bringing guys in the building. That's the only start of it. That's only the start of it, especially on that offensive line. Very much like the secondary, we got to be on the same page. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can have a good corner, a good safety, but if we're not all on the same page, running the same coverage, you saw it in the games, the Ravens games, the Browns game, we not on the same page, shit get ugly real quick. And on that offensive line, same thing, man. They went out and got guys and it's just been ugly. I think Burrow's on pace to get sacked like 110 times
Yeah, I think it's
this
13,
season. Obviously,
13
only
in 2 games.
yeah. How many?
I think it's 13 in 2 games. The first 2.
Yeah, so that's ugly, man. Those hits, they continue to add up. Obviously, Joe Burrow missed training camp this year too with the appendix surgery, the appendectomy, but and I'm sure that factors in as well. But I don't know. We always talk about it. You brought it up last year. How do you handle that success? As a team.
Everybody can't do it, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
And not saying that these guys can't, but that's tough. It's one thing to come in and sneak up on people, and then it's a whole other thing when the Cincinnati Bengals show up. Hey,
you got the
we got to get after 9. We got to stop these guys. We got to do this. So defense played decent, but they got to play even better too when you're playing against a backup quarterback on the other side. So a lot of blame to go around. As we say, no excuses, no explanations. Cowboys didn't have any. They got to win. I know Jerry Jones was happy. Denver Broncos, Tennessee, Houston, Texas. You said what?
We're going to fly through this one.
It looked ugly for your boy Russ, too. They found a way to get it done at the end. But yeah, won by a touchdown over the Texans. Who did you pick on this one?
The Broncos, but I picked the Broncos on this one. I think I had the Texans to cover.
Okay, I think we both may have had this one right. But yeah, a lot of people were just expecting, once again, just the Russ and the situation, Nathaniel Hackett and these young wide receivers to just take the league by storm. But shit don't happen like that, man.
Nah, not at all.
Don't happen like that.
Another meltdown. Cardinals 29, traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Cardinals end up winning.
Went into the halftime down 20-0
to nothing. And they was able to rally back. I know at the end of the game, man, Hunter Renfrow, he's hurting right now. It was really like 2 back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
He fumbled. The first one they was able to recover. And to his point, he's trying to fight for extra yardage and
protect the damn ball.
Trying to fight for extra yardage, but the Arizona Cardinals, man, flying to the ball, was able to get that ball out, man. Murphy was able to scoop and score 59.
Be an athlete.
Fumble return, man. But hey, Kyler Murray doing what he does without watching film. He out there moving around with his legs but making plays, man.
I'm gonna tell you something, AB.
Nah, here we go.
I'm gonna tell you something, AB. Now,
here we go.
Kyler, they went down 20-0. Kyler deserves more credit than he's getting because Kyler took over in that second half and made obviously amazing plays physically. But Kyler he was changing the plays at the line of scrimmage. He was changing a lot of plays. I don't know if you remember this preseason, he was calling plays in the headset.
Yeah.
He took over play calling duties in the second half. This is not this is with certainty. He changed almost all the plays in the second half, even to the point when they had the 2-point conversion. Remember that delayed game?
Yeah.
He didn't want to run that play. Took the delayed game, ran a different play.
Come on now, D-Buck.
Threw a dime. Now, these are facts. This is what happened. So the problem in Arizona right now is Cliff. The head coach got to figure it out because everybody else got him figured out. He got to figure it out. Kyler, man, especially until D-Hop gets back. But what Kyler did yesterday, man, that was impressive. Obviously, the defensive players made the game-winning play. Isaiah Simmons, who kind of struggled the first couple weeks, ran to the ball, forced the fumble. Murphy, being an athlete, scooping it, scoring it. Almost pulled a D-Jack at the goal line. Can we please?
Bro.
Can we please, dog? Like,
hey, I'm watching that and I'm like, hold on, like, because it was too close for comfort, man. Like too close. I'm like, that would have been one of them. That was like, bro, that's Don Beebe type situations back in the day.
Don Beebe, DJ, we've had way too many examples of it at this point, fellas. Especially, at any point in the game, touchdowns are so you know, you look back at your career, you say how many pick sixes, how many touchdowns, rushing, receiving, whatever. They all count, man, especially defensive player. Just take one more step, dog.
That's it.
One more step and then do your thing. I promise you it's still gonna look clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I had the Cardinals to cover. I thought this would be a close game that the Raiders won. Devontae Adams kind of disappeared. Now Devontae Adams is still Devontae, but Derek Carr, I mean, he was going to Renfro late. Waller made some plays, but look, man. Devontae probably second. Nah, it's early, but yeah, man. Shout out to Kyler, man. Kyler deserves more credit. Whatever he's doing is working. Cliff, maybe you need to get on the mat with Kyler, all right? And the delayed game theory.
Don't tell that. Don't say that to nobody else, D-Boy.
All right, you tell me another time you seen a delayed game on a 2 minute.
Hey,
I mean on a 2-point conversion.
Don't tell that to nobody else.
You tell me another time you seen a delayed game on a 2-point conversion. And you heard Cliff.
I don't believe it.
Watch Cliff after the game in his speech. He shouted everybody out. He shouted K1 out last. And he was like, hey, Kyle, he did whatever it took to get the win. Whatever it took. But I heard him kind of say that, hey, don't do that shit again. Watch the clip.
Hey.
Everybody called me crazy early, but I'm letting you know. I'm only telling y'all, the Man to Man crew. I ain't gonna go on, these other shows saying that.
And them folks that call you that, they ain't too far.
Yeah, y'all keep the secret, man. Don't tell nobody else.
The Washington Commanders took that L. Detroit Lions, man, they got to win. They got their first win. I think everybody is kind of rooting for the Detroit Lions. I'm not gonna say everybody, but mostly a lot of people rooting for the Detroit Lions, seeing them on the Hard Knocks. Trying to change that culture there. 36-27. Carson Wentz 30 for 46, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception.
Ooh, excuse me.
What you think about the Lions, man?
Hey, man, first game favorite. Being a favorite, I think like 24 games or something like that. They were favored by 1.5, maybe 2. I took the Washington Commanders. I thought they was gonna win. I thought Vegas was tripping, but obviously they knew something, man. Look good. It's offense. A lot of people been talking about the Lions offense. Starts with their offensive line. They got a good offensive line, got good skill position. St. Brown, man, like I need to go work out his pops too, man. Old head on to something. He the NFL definitely missed on him, and I'm excited to see even when the rookie comes back healthy. Jameson Williams, who they got out of Bama. But Lions, they played. You mentioned it last week. They covered. I think they were the best against the spread last season.
Last year, yeah.
And we know it's a very thin line in this league between winning and losing. And you got to learn how to win. Jared Goff, he's been getting beat up, since really coming into the league, even with having the Super Bowl appearance. So he knows how to win as well, a different way of going about it. But, I'm excited. Like you said, we are rooting for this Lions team, except Molly Mall. I just saw him in the comments, said, not me, F the Lions. But we are rooting for the Lions, man. It's one thing to be competitive, and then it's a whole nother thing to get out there and win. On Sundays. So I know it felt good for that team, felt good for MCDC. But good win over the Commanders. I think the Commanders are a solid football team too, so that's a good win.
Yeah. Going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Another meltdown.
This is ugly.
Another one. New York Jets against the Cleveland Browns. Jets was able to pull this one out 31-30. I think the Jets was down by what? 13,
14
with like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I thought this one was over. I turned the channel on this one.
Yeah, it was another broken coverage, wide open down the field.
That was cover 3.
Score. I don't know how you trick that up, but they score, come back, onside kick. The Jets was able to recover.
Yep.
They go down, score. Joe Flacco doing what Joe Flacco do. Like we said earlier, a good day for New York.
A good day for New York. I think the Jets, Jaguars, Lions, Jets, Jaguars, Lions, and it was one other team. It was the first time all four of those teams won in like forever. But good day in New York, man. Yeah. Garrett Wilson, rookie out of O State, top 10 pick. Looked damn good yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Looked damn good yesterday. Huge meltdown, huge letdown. I think they had a 99% chance of winning this game with 2 minutes left. The Browns did. And actually, this is one of those situational things. We done sat in these meetings 1,000 times. If the Browns don't score that last time, the Jets were out of timeouts. You take that knee, the game's over. And the little things never come up. They never show up until they show up. So that's one thing that I'm sure they'll learn from. And that we've seen Nick Chubb go down before. You know, I remember a couple of years ago he messed up a cover with the Texans against the Texans. He went down on like the 4-yard line. So situationally, he's smart, but you do that, man. It's tough. You want those touchdowns, but
but that's something
you get on the knee, and that game's over with.
That's something that you're talking about on the sideline too, though. Like,
true.
We get in position. This is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So those are where coaches can chime in as well. But yeah, that's a tough loss for the Browns. But good win by the Jets.
Absolutely.
There you go right there. Tone just put it up. It was the Jets, the Giants, Jags, Lions. First time all winning on the same day in 3,934 days.
That's wild, man. I don't know who be keeping these stats, but that's crazy. Another slugfest.
Before we go back, Chris Bolden. This is the same thing I saw too in that onside kick. Mark Cooper ain't want to go in there and
I ain't even peeped that.
Yeah, go back and peep that. Like he was hesitant.
And I tell you from experience, I done told a coach before, like, hey, coach, I was on his team. I was the backup. Because on his team, it's one person designated to catch the ball. A lot of people may not know this. So you see everybody lined up, but everybody in the front, they got a guy to block. And there's one guy behind them it's their job to go up and catch that ball. And I was behind Reggie. So, I'm like, cool. Midge got me behind Reggie. So I'm like, I ain't going to never go in. Because I did it in college, and I had a traumatic experience in college. Went up, boom, got flipped on my neck. It was ugly, blacked out. So, but I'm back up. Reggie don't ever get hurt. I'm going to be good. So Reggie get hurt. I think this is a year maybe towards ACL. So Midge, hey, D-Butt, you up? Hey, Midge, I ain't going to lie to you. You don't want me out there. You don't want me out there, man. I ain't going to lie to you.
Hey.
I play the game the right way. I do this, but I don't want to do that. I had a personal conversation. Hey, I don't want to do that to the team. I had some shit in college go down. It's mental. I know. So he ended up putting, I think Moncrief went back there, but it is probably something to that. I haven't seen it yet with Coop.
Watch it.
But there's something to that. So you got to have that conversation with the special team coach before that situation come up in the game. But
watch it. It don't look good. I'll say that.
Oh man.
Because I would say this, as a person that you played that position, as you just kind of telling that story, and me watching it yesterday, and then when they kept playing it back, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, too. Because you in that situation, you gotta go get that. And
you gotta be fearless.
You might have a 1 or 2 free runners on the kickoff team.
Yeah.
But as you receiving that rock, you gotta go to the ball and you gotta go get that.
You gotta be fearless.
Everybody that's watching, listening, y'all can kind of go back and y'all can kind of, see for yourself. But D-Bug, go look at that, and then
I'm gonna definitely check it out. But I already know. I already know what time it is, because you got to be fit, and you know who be on that other side,
straight
it's straight
reserve
linebackers, safeties.
This is where I can make my name at right now.
Tight ends and shit, and them motherfuckers lined up. This might be their 4th snap of the game.
Fresh.
And they got one goal to just literally run through them, because on their side they got one guy that his responsibility is to go get that ball, and it's usually a widest guy, the guy that recovered it. Yep. So that's something y'all just learned today. A lot of people, I'm sure. All those people out there on Hands team, is one guy designated to catch the ball on both sides, and everybody else is just a. So I can understand the hesitation there, but once again, don't get your ass out there. And Don't put me out there, coach. This is one of those situations that may only happen twice in your career.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that ain't a good place to be in if you ain't all in.
Yeah,
But
no.
Bucs Saints. Bucs end up pulling this one out 20-10. I think we both had the Saints winning this one, at least covering. This was an ugly game for the most part. It got ugly too. Got a little scrap.
A little scrappy.
Little
They calling
scrap
it brawl.
between. Matter of fact, let's get that video real quick. I didn't like that Lattimore was ejected. I didn't think he should have been ejected. Didn't like the Mike Evans. I think it was a cheap shot. It's the second one he done got on Lattimore like this.
See, Evans came off and he just rocked Lattimore. Wouldn't be surprised to see.
Yeah, I wish we had the longer video to show how it started. But Brady was crying, wanted a flag on Lattimore for talking shit. Lattimore talking shit to BA on the sideline.
It was. I think Evans was like, "That's Tom Brady. What am I supposed to do?" Like, but all right, now Tom Brady a grown ass man too. Now, like, I respect you taking up for your quarterback, but shit, Tom Brady can't be out here popping shit, talking shit, and you know what I'm saying,
starting shit.
But to your point, I think that was a cheap shot too, especially in that one. It's some bad blood there. I think it's every time they play, Lattimore, Evans, they get into some. But the chippiness, I love it though. I love the chippiness. But the cheap shots though, we gotta respect each other's careers.
Yeah, man. And
on shit like that.
Yeah, and at least Lattimore was kind of facing this time. The one last year, or maybe a couple years ago, it was a couple years ago because Jameis was the quarterback, but he came full speed and pushed. And a lot of people, you may look at it, oh, it's a push. And hey, you could push a motherfucker the wrong way, especially if they're not expecting to seeing it.
Yeah,
and mess. You've seen it with Joker, with Morris in Miami. Like, you push somebody the wrong way as a grown ass man. Mike Evans is a big dude, so you push somebody the wrong way. So I ain't like it. You're gonna hit somebody, hit him in their face. Mike Evans, Tom Brady, what I'm supposed to do, like you said, Tom a grown ass man. I think he escalated it. Fournette definitely escalated because he started the physical stuff.
Yeah,
and I think they'll probably end up suspending Mike Evans for a game. I saw they were talking about BA. And I love BA too. We know BA. He gonna talk shit anywhere. Practice field, game field. So if he on the sideline, I know he was talking shit to Lattimore. Lattimore probably said something to him, and I know exactly what Lattimore said to Brady when he walked by. Because when you do like that, that's just fuck up.
Fuck out of it. Yeah, right.
Brady. And then Brady, popping his shit and started a fight. But yeah, that was trash. But no love lost between those two. And then right after Lattimore goes out, Tom Brady throws his first touchdown of the day to Perriman over PJ Williams, I think. And Bucs found a way to win the game. They'll start out the season 2-0 throughout. Despite all those injuries, they've been finding a way to win. And that defense, that Bucs defense, I think through 24 drives, they've given up 3 scoring drives so far this season. So,
hey,
what Todd Bowles doing that defense, man, special.
It's special. You have a defense like that with, a Tom Brady-led offense. You in that's a good equation. Good equation for success. A good equation for success, man. So, they was able to pick off James 3 times yesterday.
Yeah, got that pick 6 too late.
Yeah. So, I'll be excited to see when they play again. I think it's going to be very exciting.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Bears Packers, not much to talk about here. Tired of seeing this game on prime time. Stop, please. Yeah. It's never competitive. Aaron Rodgers still owns them.
On the Bears.
Look better. Lazard came back, scored. Aaron Jones, he balled.
Dillon ball. I would hate tackling Dillon, AJ Dillon. Oh my gosh.
He remind me of like Mike Turner from back in the day.
Man. But again, like you said, Packers, Bears, it is what it is. Falcons, Rams. Rams try to get this one up.
They did.
They try to get this one up, man, but they was able to Jalen Ramsey able to get a big pick at the end of the game, seal the game. Rams won 31-27. Shout out to my MEAC brethren,
Yeah.
South Carolina State. Rookie, man, Jacoby Durant, man. Had 2 tackles, 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit, one PBU, and 1 INT.
Big
I love to
game.
see it.
Big game.
That was a good game.
Again,
Again,
Ramsey had that one to close it out.
Yeah. Again, Rams
Climb
tried
the
to chip this one up.
But yeah, man.
Tonight's game.
Let's see. Most surprising team 2-0 start. Shit for me. So we got the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Bucs, the Giants, and then it could be 2-0 after the night. The Vikings or the Eagles, and then the Bills. So your most surprising 2-0 team?
The Giants, by far.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. By far. Most surprising 0-2 team. Well, winless team, should we say?
I would say Bengals and the Colts.
Bengals and the Colts. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals too. Up here we have the Panthers, the Falcons, Texans, Bengals, Raiders, and the Colts. And then the Titans could be winless after the night. As a Colts fan, that's what we're hoping for. They're running into that Bills buzzsaw. We shall see. We get to a little. You want to get a couple of these and then get to the game tonight?
Nah, let's do it.
I bet. This is from Twitter using the hashtag M2M Live. A lot of 4th and shorts taken from the shotgun so far this year. What's the deal, D-Butt? Hate it personally. If you're gonna sneak it, if you're gonna do it, run the ball. If you're gonna sneak it, do it from under center. You can get a push from the running back. I saw Justin Fields and the Bears do a terrible one. We saw it week 1 Monday Night Football. Twice with the Broncos not being able to score, end up losing the game. Like I feel like a lot of these teams just getting too cute, man. You're just getting too cute. You got to move the ball a couple inches. Everybody know the stadium know you're gonna run the ball. That's when you just gotta get a couple yards. You gotta get 6 inches. Got to get a yard. Stop getting cute.
Nah, that's it. You said it, man. It's the team just getting too cute, man. So you in the shotgun, now you're taking from 4th and 1 to really a 4th and 3, you know what I'm saying, with the quarterback in the shotgun, but just getting too cute.
Getting too cute. The Dolphins will win the division. That's another overreaction. Fins up. I like it. Detroit is up. Hashtag one pride. M2M Live. Only Carr can make the best receiver in the league disappear. Hashtag M2M Live. Need to burn it down and start over. I'm assuming they're talking about Colts right there.
Yeah.
But
so let's preview tonight's game. Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 2.5-point favorite. I think it's gonna be a good one right here. I think we both picked Philly to win this one. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I think both defenses are good. Offenses are played really well week 1. Matchup. What's one of the things you trying to take away from this game tonight?
What's the Eagles' game plan on defense for stopping Justin Jefferson, man? Like, he's that good, when it comes to, game record. Where's 18 out of the huddle? I don't care what we're calling. Fire zone, cover 1, cover 2, 3, 4, 8. I don't care. Where's 18? He's going to dictate how we play this coverage. So the Eagles shouldn't have to follow him. They got 2 good corners on both sides. James Bradbury, big play Slay. Got a good slot defender in Maddox as well. So hopefully, we'll see how they play. Gave up a lot of points last week, especially late to the Lions. So we'll see how they deal with this explosive Vikings offense. And then the Vikings on defense, what you going to do with A.J. Brown? He's a dog. And then if they do double team him or do something with him, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert got to step up. And looking forward to watch Jalen Hurts ball again. So like you said, we picked the Eagles. I'm sticking with my Eagles pick. I got them to win. I got them to cover.
I'm right there with you. Titans and the Bills. Bills, 10-point favorite. I don't think this one's going to be close, in my opinion.
Ooh, you got them covering?
Yeah, I have the Bills covering. I don't think this is going to be close. But what I am trying to take away from this game is the Bills, you come out week 1 and you play a great game, a great team game. Can you follow that up with a second one? And then Titans, how you gonna react? You know what you're going up to Buffalo. Buffalo's first, home game of the season. You know the fans are going to be, Monty's going to be crazy. It's going to be electric in there. So Titans, how you going to travel? How you going to play? How you going to take your team on the road and play? But I don't think it's going to be close. Buffalo Bills, I got them winning. I got them covering.
I got them winning. I got the Titans covering, though. I just, I think Coach Vrabel's going to have them ready to go up there, fight and compete. Really good defensive line. Gabriel Davis may be out for the Bills. He was on my fantasy team, so I was in quite a pickle yesterday as far as playing him or not. But we'll see. I don't know if any injury news came out with him. But I got the Bills winning for sure, but I got the Titans covering on this one, man. But make your own picks because our records through week 2 right now.
Ugly.
Go ahead, start with yours, brother.
Sure, I'm 16-13-1 against the money line. Against the spread, I'm 12-18. Stank.
Yeah, it stank right now, man. We figured it out, but our money line right now should be the same money line, 16-13-1. And then against the spread, I am 14-16 right now through week 2 with 2 games left to be played. So we'll see how tonight shakes out. And then our producer, Tone, he jumped into 5-2. He stank too. Super stank with it right now, Tone. He 10-19-1 on the money line and 7-23. Stop betting with your heart, Tone, against the spread. So hopefully we all figured out where we've agreed through week 2. Not as good either. 11-10-1 money line and then 6-10 against the spread. So
it's early. It's early.
It can only go up for us too. It could be worse.
Don't count us out. Don't count us out.
A lot of ball left. But yeah, man, that was pretty much it for football. Yeah, it's Tone struggling. Some other sports news. The Las Vegas Aces, first season Becky Hammond, Aja Wilson, and Kelsey Plum, great. They got some dogs, got a whole squad. They won the title, in my opinion, never a doubt. Obviously, competing with these NFL games and shit, it's hard to even get a bunch of airtime with them. But the numbers are growing. The WNBA, the game is growing. So shout out to the Aces hoisting that trophy this year.
First championship in Vegas. Yeah, as far as their pro sports team. So
I know Dre's went up last night.
Man, what?
That's a good city to be a winner in.
No doubt. No doubt.
Speaking of winners.
Hey, man. Mount Howard University Bison, man. We got our first win of the season, man. Playing at MetLife Stadium on Saturday. It was a good turnout, man. Had like 40,000 fans in there.
That's dope.
Was able to get a win, 31-0 against Morehouse, man. So shout out to my Howard Bison.
Let's get it. How was the vibes? I know you was hosting something out there. How did that go?
Man, it was good, man. We hosted, some on Friday night on the 40-40. Like I said, wifey DJ, that was a great vibes. And then, Saturday, autograph signing there. And then, it was felt like another homecoming, man, out in the parking lot, tailgate and everything. So it was definitely dope vibes, good vibes. So
that's what's up, man. I saw y'all signing autographs. No, man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. Appreciate y'all once again. Second Overreaction Monday of the year. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. All the hashtag. I'll probably be tweeting people all day. That's tweeting, especially with that hashtag M2M Live. But we'll see y'all Thursday with another great show. You can, if you got FanDuel TV, or you can find it anywhere. I don't know where you can find it. I'll be up in Adams in about 13 minutes with Kay Adams talking about week 1. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. See y'all Thursday. You got anything, AB?
That's it, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. 10 a.m.
Yes, sir. New time. Y'all be showing up too. Appreciate that, man. No schedule change ain't easy for everybody. We'll catch y'all on the other side.
Peace.
Somebody asked two questions. What's the hashtag? Hashtag M2M live. And then also Trashy McStoner asked me what's a good same game parlay for the Vikings and Eagles. I'll be putting out a couple same game parlays with FanDuel tonight. And hopefully we hit one. We was close last Monday, but Rustin tricked it off. Molly Maul, appreciate you. Caught the matchup again. Hey, the hours, the air times, shitty. I know it. It's something. It's a show that shot NFL films, and it's put on ESPN Airways. Obviously, ESPN got a ton of NFL programming, so it's tough to get in there. But Saturdays usually around 8:30, and then it replays Sunday mornings early as hell, like 4 in the morning and 6:30 again. So just set your DVRs, set a recording, just record the series and watch it whenever you can. You can also stream it whenever on ESPN Plus. But it's a lot of good stuff. We go over there, me, Greg, and Sal. Good X's and O's show if you're into that.
Man, I keep it set, man. Y'all get y'all some cardio, man. Come off your asses, man. 20 minutes. That's it.
Get off your ass. But all right, man. Appreciate y'all. Gone.